Have you ever thought, wow, I would love to express myself better in English? Well, good news. Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com, and today you're going to learn how, in exactly 60 days, you can express yourself better in English. Does this sound familiar? I've been learning English for a long time, but I just can't find the words I want when I'm speaking. When I speak, I always use simple words in English. Or, I would love to express myself better in English. Well, because you can't find the words you want to say in English, maybe it's hard to travel to other countries and communicate. Maybe you can't easily talk to clients and coworkers in English and represent your job well. Maybe you would miss out on a promotion at work. How frustrating. But you are my precious students, and as a good teacher, I would never leave you feeling frustrated. What if you could travel easily? What if you could talk to coworkers and clients and represent your job well? What if you could make more money at your job because you could speak English better? That would be incredible. And the number one way to express yourself better in English is to improve your vocabulary. If you want to express yourself, you have to have the words you want to say, right? Let's imagine you're at a cafe, drinking some coffee, having a nice sandwich, and an old friend from high school sees you, comes up to you, and says this. Hey, how's it going? What have you been up to since high school? Well, you stumble and you say, I live in the city, I work for Google, and I like to play tennis. This is okay, but it's not great, right? So you ask your friend, what about you? What have you been up to since high school? Well, right after high school, I wasn't sure if I was cut out for going to college, so I decided to move to France to volunteer on a few farms. And it turns out that I love working with the land. Now I help local farmers improve their sustainability, and I love it. Whoa, that was awesome. There is no magic pill to expressing yourself better in English like this, but I would love to take your hand and guide you step by step, day by day, so that you can express yourself better. In fact, for 60 days. I'd like to invite you to join the first ever Speak English with Vanessa 60-day word boosting challenge. You will join me plus a team of professional American English teachers plus thousands of motivated English learners from around the world for 60 days to finally express yourself better in English. So what will you do in the challenge? It's pretty simple. Every day I will send you a 15-minute word boosting lesson. You will study the lesson, test yourself with a quiz, and then practice the new words. What's that? Oh, I thought I heard you say something. Did you say, Vanessa, how will I remember the new words? That's a great question. First, let me tell you how you will not be learning these new words. The worst way to remember new words in English is to make a list and just repeat them again and again and again. You might remember some words, but when you have a conversation in English, will you be able to actually use them? No way. And you might already know this because this is generally what students do in the classroom when they learn English. But just memorizing lists of words doesn't work in the real world. So, drum roll, in the 60-day word boosting challenge, you will learn 400 plus new vocabulary words and phrases in a story. I have hired a professional story writer to create a fun, interesting, and useful story that includes the important 400 plus words that you need to know to express yourself better in English. Challenge student Gracie said, I'm so happy that I found myself using almost all of the phrasal verbs and sentences in a natural way. I'm feeling almost like a native speaker, being able to get everything. That's so great, Gracie. Every day, you will listen and read a section of the story that includes 5 to 10 important vocabulary words in English. Every day, I will explain those new words to you in a video lesson. Every day, you will test yourself with a quiz to see if you can remember the words that you just learned. And every day, you'll practice the words that you learned with our daily question. So are you ready to practice with me? You might be thinking, well, this worked for other students like Gracie, but can this work for me? Vanessa, I've been learning English for a long time. I just can't express myself still. Well, the best way to see if it will work for you is to test it out. So, you want to try it with me right now? Let's do it. The first 30 days of the 60-day word boosting challenge, we will be focusing on phrasal verbs. Then the next 30 days of the 60-day word boosting challenge, we will be focusing on vocabulary words specifically. Let's take a look at day 1, the first day of the 60-day word boosting challenge, where you will learn 6 important phrasal verbs so that you can express yourself better in English. Let's listen and read the first installment of the story. Are you ready? Let's go.
One Friday morning, 2 friends, Sadie and Jenna, met at their favorite coffee shop. "What are you up to this weekend, Jenna?" Sadie asked. "I have a big photography project that I need to finish," Jenna replied. "This is the last weekend before the art competition at my college. If I don't finish my project soon, I won't have anything to submit." "Then you'd better hurry up and finish it," Sadie told her. I know. I've been meaning to get around to it, but the problem is I don't have any inspiration. If I don't finish this project, I'll have to drop out of my photography program. I don't know what I'm going to do. Sadie thought for a few moments. "How about a camping trip?" "A camping trip?" Jenna repeated. "Yes, that would help you get inspired before the deadline. What do you think?" "Sure, why not? I've put off finishing this project for long enough. It's about time I get it done." Sadie grinned. "Great. When should we leave?" "I just need to cross off a few things on my to-do list," Jenna replied. "Then I'll be ready to leave tomorrow morning." "Should we invite some other friends too?" Sadie asked. "Definitely. It's always good to get together with friends." "Okay, I'll call around and see who's free this weekend. Let's try Nicole first."
Let me tell you, Nicole is quite an interesting person to take on a camping trip. But I guess you'll have to join the course to see what Nicole is like. Next, let's watch the video lesson where I explain these 6 important phrasal verbs to you so that you can express yourself better. Let's watch that lesson. In today's story segment, you saw 6 phrasal verbs. Let's go over them together. Phrasal verb number 1 is to get around to. In the story, Jenna said, "I've been meaning to get around to it." It here is the project. I've been meaning to get around to it. Can you guess what this might mean? Well, Jenna has been procrastinating. She has been delaying finishing her art project. She has been meaning to find time to do it, but she just hasn't found time. So you could also say, "I was so busy today, but I finally got around to answering my emails. I was procrastinating doing that, but now it's done." The second phrasal verb is to drop out of. Jenna says if she doesn't finish her project on time, she's gonna have to drop out of the whole program. This sounds like a pretty bad thing, right? Yep, because this means to quit. She's gonna have to quit her photography program if she doesn't complete this project. So it is pretty desperate and important. You can also say, "When I was 16 years old, I dropped out of high school." This doesn't mean that you quit one class or 2 classes. This means that you quit high school completely. You dropped out of high school. Phrasal verb number 3 is to put off something. Jenna says, "I've been putting off finishing this project for long enough." We can sense that she's getting some motivation to finish her project because she is done postponing or delaying or procrastinating with her project. She's done postponing her project. She is ready to do it. She's done putting it off. You could also say, honestly, I put off going to the dentist because I really don't like going. We all have something that we put off doing. For me, it's going to the dentist. Phrasal verb number 4 is to cross off something. Jenna says, I just need to cross off a few things on my to-do list. Well, this doesn't mean that she's just going to cross them off. It means she's going to do them. So this is what it means, that you are finally going to finish a task. I'm going to cross them off. So you could say, after I finish my tasks at work, I cross them off my list. Beautiful. Notice how this phrasal verb is split in the middle with this pronoun. Cross them off. This is extremely common, and you will notice this throughout the course, that oftentimes we split a phrasal verb, especially with a pronoun. Cross them off my list. Beautiful. Phrasal verb number 5 is to get together. Jenna says, it's always good to get together with friends. Well, this means that you are physically coming together and spending time together. Do you want to get together this weekend? Or you could say, my friends and I plan to get together next weekend to see a movie. Beautiful expression. Phrasal verb number 6 is used by Sadie. She says, okay, I'll call around and see who's free this weekend. This phrasal verb, to call around, gives us the sense that she's not just calling one person, she's calling multiple people. And that's what this means. So you could say, my son is looking for a job, so I told him to call around and see who is hiring. He's not just calling one company or one restaurant or one business. Instead, he's calling around to see who's available. Great work! So you read the story that included these 6 important phrasal verbs in context, in an interesting context. Then you watched the lesson where I explained these phrasal verbs. And now it's time to test yourself. Are you ready for a quiz? I'm going to tell you the quiz sentence, and I want you to choose which phrasal verb best matches that sentence. You'll have 3 seconds to guess. Question number 1. I can't believe that I'm fixing that leaky faucet for the past month. It only took 5 minutes to fix. Is it, I can't believe that I crossed off fixing that leaky faucet? I can't believe that I dropped out of fixing that leaky faucet. Or I can't believe that I put off fixing that leaky faucet. You have 3 seconds. I can't believe that I put off fixing that leaky faucet for the past month. It only took me 5 minutes to fix. Question number 2. I should have never... My guitar lessons when I was younger. Who knows? I could be famous today. Is it, I should have never got around my guitar lessons? I should have never dropped out of my guitar lessons. I should have never called around my guitar lessons. The answer is, I should have never dropped out of my guitar lessons when I was younger. Who knows? I could be famous today. Quiz question number 3. If you're busy this week, we can always, the week after, and try a new restaurant. We can always get around to the week after. We can always cross off the week after. We can always get together the week after. The correct answer is, if you're too busy this week, we can always get together the week after and try a new restaurant. Quiz question number 4. It's a good idea to different mechanics around the city. You never know if someone has a cheaper price. It's a good idea to call around to different mechanics in your city. It's a good idea to put off to different mechanics in your city. Or, it's a good idea to get together to different mechanics in your city. It's a good idea to call around to different mechanics in your city. You never know if someone will have a cheaper price. Quiz question number 5 out of 6 is this. The teacher never to decorating her classroom. She was too busy helping students and attending teacher meetings. The teacher never got together decorating her classroom. The teacher never got around to decorating her classroom. The teacher never called around to decorating her classroom. The answer is the teacher never got around to decorating her classroom. She was too busy helping students and attending teacher meetings. And quiz question number 6, the last one, is this. Thanks for the items on my grocery list. It helps me to stay more organized while I shop. Is it thanks for getting around to the items on my grocery list? Or thanks for calling around the items on my grocery list? Or thanks for crossing off the items on my grocery list? The final answer is thanks for crossing off the items on my grocery list. It helps me to stay more organized while I shop. So how did you do on the quiz? Let me know in the comments, and you can also answer the daily question for the day 1 lesson. The daily question for the day 1 lesson is this. Have you ever dropped out of a course or program because it wasn't enjoyable for you? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments. You might be thinking, this sounds like a useful course and fun too. How much is the 60-day word boosting challenge? Well, I have some good news. The 60-day word boosting challenge is usually a total price of $200. But right now, you can get a 50% off discount. That means that the total price is $99 to learn 400 plus new vocabulary expressions with me so that you can express yourself better in English. What a great deal! And you get lifetime access so that you can always go back and review the lessons whenever you want. My student Matt said, I've learned more vocabulary in this lesson than in my classes. Thank you so much. You're unbelievable. Well, thank you, Matt, for your nice words, and I'm so happy for you that you learned a lot of vocabulary, more than in your classroom English lessons. Well, do you still feel hesitant about joining the 60-day word boosting challenge? You don't want to waste your money? Well, I feel so confident that you will love this course, that you will speak real English, be able to express yourself better, and make friends from around the world, that I would like to give you my no-risk 30-day money-back guarantee. Simply send me an email within 30 days of your purchase, and just like that, no hassle, I will send your money back. But don't wait. Remember that the 60-day word boosting challenge is usually a one-time payment of $200. But right now, if you join right now, you can get a 50% off discount. The total price is $99. You can express yourself in English and save money. What a win-win. I can't wait to see you inside the course. Make sure you click the link in the description to get 50% off the 60-day word boosting challenge today. And like always, I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye.